Hello everybody, my name is Elenator. We are dropping frames already. Man, what a terrible start. Well, either way, here we are with Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld episode 417. We wrapped up on all the villager stuff yesterday. I don't feel like doing any more villager stuff today. There's that notification that all has begun. So we are going to start cleaning out our inventory and preparing for the 1.15 beehive stuff. Because we have a block museum to update. Let's go take care of that, shall we? I don't know how long it's going to take. Thankfully, it's a lot of 1.15 pre-releases, plus even more pre-releases for 15.1 and 15.2. I think we should be fine to get all of this done before 1.16. What's my render distance at? 16. Speaking of 16... Oh well, all we could do is further wait and hope that by 1.15.2, performance is better. But for now, we sit and we wait. I also fixed Ender Chest. Turns out that wasn't a resource pack problem. That was a pre-release 2 problem. And I was looking into that, and that's when I saw pre-3 fixed it. Howdy, welcome to the stream. Let's turn all these back into blocks real quickly here, and then venture forth. 63, hold on. Uno Mas, this is a Juicy Drop Pop commercial. There we go. Now we're at a nice happy number. All these can be turned into blocks as well. I never did anything with that coal. The toolsmith, or whatever profession, he ended up not buying coal, and I was really hoping he would. Same thing with all this wheat. The farmers never bought them either. We need more potatoes. We need a lot more potatoes. I'll need to check on the farms later. But before all that, let's head back here. I think the rest of this stuff... Nope, hold up. There we go. Now the rest of this stuff goes into warehouse 2. There's still chunks to render up there. Guess it really does only render nowadays when you're looking at it. So I needed to find my dice chest. Finally, all of this has a purpose. I can sell it. Alright, melon blocks, I should say, I believe are over here. Still have a whole bunch of melon slices. Those are vines. We're gonna fix that real fast. There we go. There's the melons. I have way too many brewing stands. At some point in the future, I might do something with all of those. At this point, I might as well just use them for decoration. I don't know if they are required to be on a solid block or not, though. I have a lot of rubies. There we go. Hooray, data compression. So with all that taken care of, now I think what we'll do, we're gonna head out. The thing is, I have to head out to location of which I haven't been before. We're gonna see how well that turns out. Because that means I don't know where I'm going. So let me think. My farthest portal is in the nether. It's for that jungle biome, right? This is where I whip out MCA selector. Because I need to know where exactly I'm going. We're getting close to like 65,000 blocks. That's quite a far distance, I must say. So hold on, let me just verify where it is I'm going. Because we need a plains biome. Well, I should say that's one of the bombs we could use. We're looking at, minimize that. So if I want naturally spawning bee nests, they generate with a 5% chance in plains and sunflower plains. They don't generate in forests? There's a 0.2% chance in forests. Why are they more likely in plains? Maybe because there's less trees. Well, either way, my farthest portal is way up in a jungle. And so I'm trying to think, what's the logical way to go about this? Because I see the village where I'm at. I could just wander off in the direction where I've been going, so if I want exact coordinates, 792, let me write this down real fast. 792, and we are looking at 65,207. Ideally, we only have to travel there, and we don't have to travel back, because we are not going to have the time for that. While I'm here, let's see, I have my sleeping bag. I don't like the amount of torches I have. Let's go acquire some more. I have Silk Touch, right? I do indeed have Silk Touch. Doop. Okay, if broken with anything that's not Silk Touch drops nothing and bees inside. Ideally, if my... Okay, I don't have Silk Touch on my axe, but I do wonder if I have Silk Touch somewhere and I'd be able to put it on the axe. You know, I could focus on a librarian. Yeah, sharpness, efficiency, and breaking and mending. I don't even know if my axe would be too expensive or not. But anyways, we're gonna get sticks. We're gonna craft another 2 stacks of torches real fast before we venture out. I like my torches. Why not keep that there? Oh, wait, hold up. Okay, I have food. I'd rather get that completely full because I'm probably gonna need it. Just because I'm expecting to run around a lot. In fact, you know, I think we're gonna do a thing. I won't say, this will be one of the only times, or I should say this will be one of the only times I use it. But I think to myself, I'm gonna have a lot of traveling to do. So what we are gonna do is head over here. I'm gonna take you, and I'm gonna take you. Hopefully I don't need too many rockets, and I don't plan on collecting a lot of resources, but I feel like it would be smart to take a shulker box anyway. Because, hey, maybe I find something I like. Maybe there's a village. Maybe I stumble upon a village. In fact, here, I'll take 2 of these. Make my inventory look all nice and neat. Alright, sun's going down, right? We're gonna sleep, reset the weather timer, then we'll be off. Because I think we'll be all set. I know where I need to go. And I know where I'm at. Respawn point set. When the eyes turn red, you can go to bed. And you know, while I'm here real fast, how about I verify what exactly the beam looks like? Because I don't know how it's currently rendering. Oh my gosh, where are those colors coming from? There's no way this is the texture. It's rendering black, white, green, red, black, and white behind the actual texture itself. Does it not support transparency anymore? I don't even know where it's pulling those colors from. Oh well. Hey, Mr. Trader, have anything useful? I don't think so. I don't even think they trade during the night. I just now thought back to the movie. I don't know if any of the 2 or 3 traders we saw in total ever drank the invisibility potions when the village was under attack. Wait, hold on. There's only supposed to ever be one wandering trader. Why were we seeing multiple traders on screen at once? Too late. You have Nautilus shells. Did I ever make that conduit? While you're here, buddy, I'm gonna buy all your Nautilus shells since I don't really know what else to use my rubies for. Last pit stop before we venture out of here. One step at a time, I'd say. I don't even remember how many they buy. I feel like it's only 5 or 6. I'll just stock up on this for now. That's not gonna do anything. Hold on. Nah, I'll be fine. This can afford me 7. I don't know if the Wandering Trader ever had any differences. I feel like... I need to look back, but I don't think the Trader has the levels like how the regular villagers do. I'd like to buy your Nautilus shells. I was right, it was only 5. Alright, well, thanks, buddy. See you later. Okay, where's that chunk border? Yep, right here. This chunk border. Not cool. In fact, I almost think there's another one. Is it this one? Yep. I don't know what it is. Certain chunk borders, when I go in certain directions, it is very bizarre. Hooray, math. Alright, so I need... stash the rubies, stash the shells, and then we'll go from there. I just want to be all nice and prepared. And then we could venture forth. I say, over 12 minutes later. And the shells, I believe, up here. I don't know how many shells I have, but since I don't particularly have any easy access to shells right now, I just buy them from the traders whenever I can. So I have 1 Heart of the Sea, 8 shells. I'm pretty sure I had a conduit, and what happened is I put that conduit in the block museum, and then that was that. You know, here we go left to the portal. After we check out whether or not there are slime balls. Once I leave the area, I won't be collecting anymore, so I don't need to stash those. Chances of me getting 43 when I return are rather low. Gonna take a quick look around now, see if there's any around here. Don't think so. Now would have been a good time to shear the sheep, to start stocking up on wool again. Too late. Alright, I need to go... nope, not that way. This way. Almost had the reaction of going to the stronghold again, but that's not what we're doing. And dunk, off we go. We're going all the way to the end, and I feel like I did correctly place the last portal. I should say I did finish the pathway here, the ice highway, and it does go all the way to the portal. The final portal. Whoop. We're gonna miss that real fast. Forward march. I say march boat, it's more like row the boat. Not very gently though, we're going at pretty high speed. And 2,000. I want to say we end off right at 8,000. That's where I put the portal here in the nether, because I wanted to be right at 64,000 in the overworld. Let's just avoid that. Oop, those are pigmen. It's okay, I don't have to worry about pigmen. Yeah, I'm kind of mad that I missed when it turned to day 6,000. I wasn't paying attention to whenever it happened. Too late. I'm looking at the wiki, and how is there an unknown percentage for Cherry Grove tree spawning? With the trees with bee nests, I should say. It knows the percentage for bedrock in the flower forest. Wait, it's 0.2% for forest, birch forest, and old growth. But it's 0.035. That's a big difference. From 0.2, 1/10, I should say 10 times as rare would be 0.02. And then it's 0.03 plus a little extra for 0.035. Rather odd, I say. Oop, let's avoid that. Oops. Well, so after that, there should be the original end here. Then I believe there's one more after that. Ta-da! We made it. Alright, cool. I'm still thinking this is going to be our last outpost for a while. I don't think I need to construct any more after this until 1.18. And I forgot I spawned down here. Quite unfortunate. The exit. I have a staircase somewhere close to here. Where's my... Oh, here it is. What was I doing down here? Trying to find diamonds? I was doing mining for something, I don't remember. Alright, we've made it. So, we're looking for the way out of here. Howdy, Koski, welcome back. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I forgot I had parrots. Howdy, y'all, welcome back. I should say they welcome me back. I'm the one returning. Man, what a mess. I wish I had inventory tweaks to sort all this. That'd be cool. Alright, so the direction we're going is this way. So let me do the fast thing because I don't feel like running around. And hiya! And I feel like 16 chunks is not going to be good enough. We're going to bump that up to 25 for now. So guaranteed new chunks is... we're looking at about 1,000 blocks for Z. And then around 700 blocks on X. Because a lot of this I've already loaded before, back when I was going for the villagers and whatnot. Try not to go too fast. Chunks are not, or I should say the chunk loading is going to be the big slowdown here. Is it turn of night? Did I really get here in around 10 minutes? Whenever we touch down, it'll be time to sleep. And up. Oh, that's nice. We're already almost there. So yeah, there is a dark oak I remember seeing. Dark oak forest, I should say. So the direction we're trying to go is this way. As long as there's more plains biome, because it looks like the plains biome ended prematurely. Oop. That's okay, we're still in the same area we need to be. So this is the part. Catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. Sleeping with the cows. Alright, let's grab the goods, pack up, and start moving again. I'm just going to swab that out for now. So we are on the lookout. Looking out for some goods. Howdy, and welcome back. They fixed the world rendering issue in pre-release too. Okay, so I see forests that way, but that way as well. Maybe that's why it's a low chance in regular forests. Safety from lava was also pre-release 1. I guess the best way is to just start walking. I'm trying to see how much of this is visible, but all I see are leaves. Not gonna find any beehives that way. As long as buying the rest of it was worth it, then you'll be fine. I didn't know they changed how raids work. When did raids get changed? I wonder at what point I give up and take the standard route of just growing my own trees. I'd rather not, though. Oh, that's a forest fire. Only you can prevent forest fires, Smokey the Bear used to say. I never experienced that. I'm too young. I've always heard him say only you can prevent wildfires. I feel like this is going to be a rather slow day. I don't know. I think exploring is going to be more interesting than spawning a whole bunch of trees and hope one of them, a whole bunch of trees with flowers nearby, and then hoping one of them has a beehive. Let's think. So if there's a 2% chance for plains, that means I would need about 50 trees. That'd have to be a very large plains biome. I think we're going to work our way this way and then start heading south. Unfortunately, I don't have MC Edit to be able to analyze a particular set of chunks to verify whether or not there is indeed a beehive present within that area. I'll probably go up until an hour, the halfway mark of the stream. If I'm not finding anything in the next half hour or so, half hour-ish, I'm giving up going home, and we're doing the not fun way. Oh, you're talking about the ominous potion? Yeah, I talked a little bit about that, I think it was yesterday, saying how the effect was automatic whenever you got rid of the captain, and then they turned it into the potion, which made it completely optional. I want to say it has crafting uses, though. Oh, wait, I know, you use it with the trial chamber special spawner, or something like that. I don't remember. It has trial chamber uses. Alright, where are the goods? Are beehives flammable? I was gonna say, you know, if I just burn down all the leaves, that could quickly recover the beehive, but that's not gonna help if I burn down the hive itself. Alright, I'm not seeing anything over here, I don't think. Okay, I'm still plenty far away from the old chunks, though. So I know for sure I'm indeed in the correct area. And I feel like 25 is not giving me the performance I want. We're going to drop that down to 20. If you're saying if it was for the development, then that means it's used more as a debug feature as opposed to final product. Anybody over here? Nope, don't think so. Alright, so this is swamp, but I see more forest this way. People have been saying it's the game, or I should say, people have been questioning the game direction since beta 1.8. There were not a lot of people around in alpha and beta to complain about the direction, especially with how early in development the game was. And then beta 1.8 rolled around. So you saying people have been saying it since before 1.12.2. You missed it by about 6 years. Howdy, Griffin, welcome back. Before beta 1.8, there wasn't much of a direction. It was a lot of, I think this feature would be cool, so we should add it. Or, these bugs need fixing, particularly in beta. Notch didn't even know what he was gonna do back in dev. There was no direction at the time. Notch just had ideas. He shared his ideas on the on forums and his blog and whatnot. You agreed with that. Wolves were useless as well. Flashback to the entire history of Better Than Wolves mod. To this day, I haven't taken the time to play it. I've probably played an old beta mod pack that had it included, but I've never manually installed it. One day, perhaps. I will always support for the ability for Minecraft to have infinite worlds. There's no downside, I believe, to having it, so long as there's still the option for finite worlds. We kind of have that with the adjustable world border, but that's not the same because that requires commands to set that initially. Plus, the world itself will still generate beyond the world border. This is a birch forest. What's the percentage in here? 0.2%. Now we're really getting places. Howdy, all of y'all. I almost never use wolves, and the reason is they die too easily. If wolves respawned like the player, I think I would appreciate that more. But, oh well. I haven't played enough of Modern Survival to know what it's like with them having armor on, because that's a very new addition. And so I can't make the comparison between the two. But I've always found them not useful enough. Completely filling in the world. Nah, I'm one of those people who would rather dig out an entire world. I started on Pocket Edition. I have a very old Pocket Edition world that I've been digging out. I don't think I've completed 2 lowest layers yet, though. I should say the 2 lowest layers before level 5. Yeah, it'd be nice if one day Minecraft had official support for limited world sizes. One day. That way you could keep the file size small as well. Alright, Tiny Moon rises. Catch some Z's. Oh, filling it with builds. I thought, set up a tree farm, infinite wood, fill in the entire world with planks. That sounds not fun. Alright, so we're coming upon the edge of the birch forest over here, so we're gonna snoop around on this side. I believe wolf armor is an improvement, but I don't know how much the gameplay feels. You could have stats all you want, but how does it actually feel to experience? That's something that not all games manage to do well. Let's see, what are we at? 33 minutes? Oi. I'm definitely feeling that 0.2%. If anyone happens to see a bee nest and I don't spot it, you gotta yell at me. Because I'm already tired of walking around forests and plains and whatnot. See, I can't tell if those are plains in front of me or more savanna. I feel like that's more savanna. There's savanna definitely directly ahead. Hey, look, there's a village. I guess we could investigate the village real fast. That's something different to do. I'm 66,200 blocks away from spawn. Well, I'm at McKillian, so this is savanna. Right up against Birch Forest Hills. Alrighty, Desert Village. I'm dropping on in, see if y'all have anything good for me. At least now I know it has brand new 1.15 loot. Even though I don't know if they even added anything to the loot table in 1.15. Last was probably 1.14 when they overhauled the system. Alright, I'm not seeing anything, so we're gonna drop on by the village over here. Alrighty, everybody, how's it going? Can't remember the last time I've seen a 1.14 desert village. I feel like it's been a long time. Y'all even have anything good? That guy doesn't have a station. Oh wait, I'm gonna steal your bell. These are valuable. I don't know what I'm gonna use these bells for, but at some point I'll start stockpiling them. Sup, small fry, how's it going? Where are all the chests? Y'all have no loot for the player, such as myself? Where is all the goods? I should say good stuff. Proper grammar. You don't... I don't need the bookshelves that badly. Oh, there's a cat, hello. I've seen 0 chests in here, and we've already gone through half the village. I greatly appreciate the old textures, because this is how I've always seen the 1.14 villages, because I've never seen them with proper Joppa textures on my own playthroughs. They have 0 chests. I've made it all the way over here. That is really interesting. I like their use of that, except I want to say if all 4 of these blocks are waterlogged, that could cause problems if anyone were to update that. The old textures look so weird. Y'all just aren't used to old textures enough then for universal usage. Oh, 1. I found 1 chest and has a bunch of dead bushes in it. Hippity hoppity. Your rubies are now my property. The Taiga village I was at had a lot of chests. The one not too far from here. I say not too far, but I think it's already been a couple thousand blocks. Here's another one. I'll take that, thank you. There we go. Alright, so which way do I not need to go? I guess being dependent on the village type makes sense. They never fix the Z fighting with the water over there, unless that gets fixed later. Alright, so we came from about this way. We could start heading back north again. I do not plan on heading to the desert. We're still looking for beehives. I just feel like that 0.2% is gonna do me bad. Oh well. Excuse me, pigs, thanks you. Did they ever fix mob spawning? Did they ever fix passive mob spawning after breaking it in beta 1.8? That was a problem for much of early release, and I don't know if it's still a problem today. Where animals mostly only ever spawned during world generation. I should say chunk generation in particular. That sandstone was the unused 1.2 sandstone texture. Once it got officially added in 1.2.4, it has a different texture. But yeah, that's the chiseled sandstone block that has been renamed to detailed sandstone, because I want to say detailed sandstone came from something else. Moo. Yeah, I don't know when at some point is as well. Oh, I saw that log and I thought that was a hive. I've been bamboozled. Okay, there are planes there. Planes at 5%. So it's higher percentage, but there are far less trees. However, the trees are easier to spot. Which means I'd like to hope that based on visibility. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll find bees flying around first, and then I'll find the hive. It's hard to tell where the savanna is and what's not. Okay, so these are plains, but like there are savanna trees, or I should say there are acacia trees right there. It's hard to tell when everything's the same color. That's alright. Consistency. If I had endless shear durability, I feel like demolishing all the leaves. No, because by the point where I could use the shears, I'd probably already see the hive. Howdy wolves, how's it going? We're gonna leave y'all behind. Alright, so this is already savanna biome. I'm not gonna find any here. But perhaps there's something over in this direction. I assume they have the regular 1.15 textures since they're not utilized. The texture has not been added in the resource pack, nor would I assume it's been added to programmer art. I don't even think I have programmer art enabled right now. Alright, well, sun's going down. We'll catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, and then hope we find a cooler biome on the other side of the savanna. I feel like savannas are not as hot as the desert, but if someone has the values for each, feel free to correct me. Nothing since 1.13. Sounds about right. It's all savanna. Savanna and ocean. There's that desert over there. I don't want to find the hot biomes. I want to find the cold biomes. I could take the boat, just keep swimming. We're already close to white, or I should say we're already close to X0 again. Whoopsies. Oh hey, what's that in the distance? Is it a forest? I see trees. I think it is. Howdy, howdy. Welcome back. Things are going slow. You're on UMP day 6075. I wonder if we'll get to day 6500 by the time part 4 ends. I remember doing the math saying that I would for sure pass 6000. And then based on actual playtime, I passed it earlier than expected. Probably because of a lot of time was spent upgrading the world to 1.13. So that's where all the extra daytime came from. I do not plan on utilizing other resource packs. That means I have to give credit. I'd rather have one centralized pack owned wholly by myself. That way I can redistribute it as much as I want. There's another one called... Oh my gosh, what's it called? Hold on. I'm trying to think. The name. It's Program Art something. I used to like using Program Art Fixed, I think. I can't remember. It's another improved program art for modern versions made by frequent viewer Mazov. And I can't remember the name of it. When 1.16 rolls around, I'm going to absolutely have to work on the textures for the nether stuff. I've got work cut out for me. I can kind of chill now in 1.15 as long as I just update the format. Well, when it comes to actual fixes, 1.16 is going to be requiring a lot of work. But I think I'm ready to be done 15 minutes early because I'm still going to have to travel all the way back to the other portal. Because otherwise I could just keep going a little bit more. I don't know how large this ocean is going to be. I kind of like this land formation. It's a big old arch with lava flowing down the front. I think this is kind of cool. And it's its own little island, I think. I don't think it's connected on the backside. We're going to take a screenshot of this real fast. And boop. Programmer Art Continuation Project. I knew there was a C in there, but I couldn't remember what the C stood for. These clouds are such a small detail. All I did was adjust the coloring so that way it's not solid white. And I think these clouds look so much nicer than what we have in vanilla. I will always like the old, I think it's 618 clouds, or 617, that added the texture. Those will always be my favorite vanilla clouds. But just taking the texture and having dark spots added to it is a small improvement, but it makes the clouds look much more natural. That way it's not all one solid color. It wasn't Alpha Clouds, it was InfDev. It was InfDev 618 or so, and it only lasted a few versions. I'm pretty sure by Alpha 1.0.1 that texture was removed. Maybe not the texture removed, but it wasn't applied to the clouds anymore. Late InfDev had this fluff texture, and that's what was utilized on top of the cloud texture to give the clouds colors. And I'm really sad that that didn't last very long. Yo, yo, yo to you as well. Welcome back. I don't know why it was removed, because it was such a small detail. And then I guess Notch said, I'll keep the clouds flat. We've had 3D clouds since earlier on in InfDev, I think. Back when there was, back with the fast and fancy separation. So we've already had 3D clouds for a little bit, I thought. And then the texture was added. The fluff texture was added to the clouds not long after that. And then it was quickly removed. Oh well. Nom 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 nom. If your base isn't, or I should say, if your base is covered in clouds, does that mean it's way up high? It'd be cool if one day we got a setting slider for clouds in vanilla. Optifine added a cloud height setting long time ago, and that was very useful because default clouds have always felt a little bit too low. I know clouds were bumped up in 1.18 or 1.18.1, somewhere around there. But having the ability to manually set the cloud heights would feel better. We already have clouds fast, fancy, and off. They separated clouds from fast and fancy as a dedicated button a while back. I don't know why they haven't made a heights option for it. One day, perhaps. I also don't know why they separated it between fast and fancy. At this point, you might as well control every option between fast and fancy instead of just the overall graphics selection. One of these days, though, the vanilla graphics menu, the video settings menu, is going to need some sort of separation or submenu, because it's getting pretty full in there now. Last I remember looking in 1.20 or so. Howdy, village. How's it going? Have any goods for me? This seems like a rather peaceful place. Do y'all have a bell to steal? Thank you for your generous donation. Oops. Mine the hay and get the rubies. I guess I could. Where did this poppy come from? Wait, I never fixed it to Rose. I thought I set that back to Rose. Maybe I made the change in the language file and I didn't fix it yet. Where even it? Oh, here it is. You finally made it to 1.19. At long last you updated. You were finally able to move past whatever issues they would give you. Hello, good sir. Buy my stuff. Nah, who am I kidding? This is your stuff. Teehee. Don't go too far. Huzzah! When you steal all of the villagers' wheat and then sell it back to them. Alright, buddy, you're now an apprentice. You have pumpkins. Maybe I should have been collecting the pumpkins I've been seeing around here. I just feel like they would take too long. I guess not with the axe. Oh, look, more stuff. Is there a tool for hay bales? I feel like it's the ground tiller, but at the same time, I feel like it's not. Alright, Mr. Villager. Where'd you go? I might have to sleep so that way it comes out. Alright, time to reset the weather timer. Hey, no, this is mine. See, it has my name on it. It says Zelinator's bed. Alright, where did the farmer go? That guy doesn't have a station. Is it you? Nope, but you're selling wheat for the same price. Doo-doo-doo-ba-doop. Thank you for your goods, buddy. And he was also trying to buy pumpkins. Alright, well, that was fun while it lasted. Unless I find another collection soon. Alright, well, I'm not finding, or I should say, I don't think I'm finding any other houses. Let's keep a move on. I want to go this way, though. The amount of chunks I'm loading. Oh, well. Another 5 minutes or so, then I'm giving up and we're doing the not fun way. That means I'll need to build some sort of dedicated area. Just checking underneath the top of the tall trees as well. Spooner poofy trees. I wonder if we'll ever get any more tree shapes for pre-existing trees in the future. I want to say the last time we got oak tree shapes was for swamps. I don't plan on crossing over into that taiga over there. Hopefully, we're still on new chunks. What's the number I wrote down? 65,200. We're at 66,500. Okay, so yeah, this should still all be 1.15 terrain. Oh, lava. I remember finding that beehive close to home on, I think it was VR Experiment. And so that made me think that beehives were more common. And now here I am trying to find one, and I think to myself, no, I think I'm feeling that 0.2% here in a birch forest and the other forests. Yeah, in another few minutes or so, we're gonna have to head all the way back. The nearest portal that will take me to the nether roof is over in the 13W36A swamp. Since the portals I have at the outposts beyond there don't go up to the roof, because I haven't fixed that yet, and I haven't taken the time to figure out how to do so. So most of those I only use as one way. It wasn't too bad at the beginning, but here I am traveling these vast distances, and it's starting to become more of a problem. Because I can travel across the roof quickly, I can always expand the ice highway, but it's not very useful if I can't get back. There it is, right before I was about to give up. I have found one of them. Alright, I want all the bees to be inside. I have Silk Touch. Is there a way to check whether or not all 3 bees are inside? I know this one's flying around. Is there a way to breed bees, or like, once they're gone, they're gone? Ah, not you too. Yeah, the 5% here in the plains, I think. Yeah, we're in the plains. Oh, now all 3 of them are flying around. Oi. It'd be cool if all 3 of them returned rather quickly. Yeah, does anyone know, if I, say, steal the hive with only 2 bees inside, is there any way to get the 3rd bee back? You breed bees with flowers. Okay, so as long as I have at least 2 bees then. Yeah, currently there's 1 over there, 1 in there, and then I thought that's the 3rd. Oh, I saw that one go inside. Are 2 in there? I'll need to keep an eye out. Because I don't know. Oh, oh! I think you went in. I'll take this, thank you. Let me just see, are there any bees around here? Because if I caught all 3 of them, that'd be cool. I think we're all set. Alright, so I'll deal with bee breeding in the future. But now, We have the nest. Hooray! Alright, so let me take the fast way back because I don't feel like walking. And see if I can go there without coordinates. Huzzah! In fact, it should be almost entirely a straight path from here upon the x-axis. Another thing is I think I need to go right around to about 63,000 or 62,000. No, maybe it's 55,000. Either way, I have a long distance to travel. There's a witch hut down there. In fact, here I can probably put that away. It's taking up screen space. And huzzah! I wonder how much of this terrain I'm currently generating versus how much was already loaded. Because I don't know at this point how far I've already traveled. There's another lava lake down there. Bottom left in the desert. There's another village. Is it worth dropping by? You know, I don't think I'll check for any of the loot, but I will steal the bell. Because I'm not paying the 20-something emeralds to that one villager who's selling them. Boop. Alright. Where are the goods? Is this an old village? Hold on. No, it's not. Okay. Am I missing it? Does this place not have a bell? Move that temporarily. Too late, I've already landed. Is that not the central well? That's the old well design, but I wonder if that's not the central well. It's supposed to be, but there's nothing here. Ah, they nerfed the well. What happened to this being 9 blocks deep? Or 7 blocks deep? There's another village over there. Oh! Wait, I think if this is the village where I think it is, I've been here before. I've been to this village and that village before. This means we're coming upon the... At some point, yeah, the sapling! The one sapling I replanted. Alright, you're coming with me. I had to plant that sapling because I needed the inventory space. So before we start flying again, oopsies, we're going to reset the weather timer. It's probably why I can't find the bell. I already stole it. Yeah, we're just going to get a little bit farther ahead. And then that'll be that. I feel like this sapling is going to be saved from being furnace fuel. But it's not. I'm not going to let it grow into a tree. I'll need to place it somewhere. Okay, so those are the Disco Mountains. We're going to wait around just a little bit more as the Zella Moon rises off in the distance. Did y'all ever watch Bite Size Minecraft? I want to say it was 3 different animations. 3 different 3D animations. One of them was about a sapling growing up into a tree, then Steve comes along and breaks that one log. Breaks one of the logs in the tree. Alright, so the direction I need to be at is negative 1284 and 55,500. Alright, I'm going in the right direction. I don't know if I'll give it the experience of being the tallest tree, but I like the item frame idea. Day 6077. For being a series, I'm pretty sure, I should say for being popular, I'm pretty sure there were only 3 releases, which make me a little sad because they were fun. Lag spike. But here, let me also pause the game real fast, because we've had saving issues. Potted plant on top of bamboo. Bite-sized Minecraft is an old Seth Bling animation miniseries from like 2013 or 14, I think. I remember watching them back when they were new. I can't remember if I saw 2 when it came out, but I'm pretty sure 3 did not exist yet when I saw the series. Falling sand with glass? I don't think so. There's a bunch of little Minecraft jokes, all 3D animated. There's stuff like squids attacking, piston shenanigans, a sapling turning into a tree. Pretty sure it was animated by Element Animations. Whoop. Cannot guarantee that I'm familiar with Spy Chicken. I feel like I should know. Are those the chickens on Methods Polyworld? I can't remember if that was you or if that was someone else. Yeah, that sand motion stuff is not at all what I'm talking about. I don't know what you are talking about, but that's not bite-sized Minecraft. Alright, we're gonna pause. We're gonna wait for all these chunks to do what they're supposed to do. Come on. I believe in you. There you go. Yeah, a big hiccup or something. So based on our current distance, we have about 5,000 blocks more to go. One thing's for sure, this is much faster than walking. Well, pretty soon we might start coming upon the old roofed forest. The one that still used oak wood. I think I have 2 of those on here. Maybe it's just one big one. And spread across a large area. Why are you surprised I've traveled 60,000 blocks? Oh, look, there's another village. I have to do it. We're on the hunt for bells. I don't know if I've been here before. We're gonna do a nice soft landing. I really don't need to. I could just drop and call it a day. But we're not gonna do that. I see the target. Touchdown. Thank you for the goods. Alright, and huzzah! Forward march. About 3,000 blocks to go. I should say 3,000 blocks until we can make it back to the Nether and use the ice highway. You've never traveled past 2,000 in any direction? I can't do that. I need to explore. Plus, at some point, you're going to run out of space. Not file space, you're going to run out of, every chunk's already loaded when you play new versions. Because I remember my 360 world, that was only 864 by 864 blocks. Something didn't save correctly here. That was only 864 by 864 blocks, which is about a quarter, little less than a quarter of a 2000. No, wait, hold on. 2000 in any direction, that's 4000 by 4000. Oh, we made it to the Disco Mountains. Never mind, it's much smaller than I thought it was. Either way, Minecraft crashed. Did it save me with the bell? Here's the question, where am I going to be when I load back in? Don't worry about finding andesite. That's one of the things I'm pretty sure you can craft. Oh wait, hold on. You ready for the splash? Hold on, I have a button for that.
Bad guy time.
Worth it. Loop. Are fabric mods even available for every pre-release version? Why am I way back here at 60,000? I don't want that. Did I find that village yet? You need diorite to craft andesite. Okay. If you find diorite, then you can craft andesite. Because I know quartz was used for one of them, and I think quartz is what was used for diorite. I'm just gonna blame old world shenanigans. Is that improperly generated grass? Not probably, is most certainly my fault. Oop. 40 to 50 will go to thousands, possibly. I'm pretty sure that's a big whopping no. Is that bell still down there? Can't remember if I stole the bell or not. I see it. Alright, we're gonna do this again. A nice soft landing. Wow, it's like I've been here before. Fabulously optimized isn't gonna help with every single version I need. With the amount of pre-releases, it'd only be most useful for long-form major releases. Well, I guess minor releases as well. The little point. Unless it's available for every single release and pre-release and release candidate, I don't intend to utilize it. Unless it's something like, I think I'm spending extra time in 1.17. I think I allocated an extra week in 1.17.1. I'll probably do something for there, because I remember using a couple mods back in 1.12 that fixed some stuff, minor improvements, because I was on 1.12.2 for another week as well. Trying to verify every single mod for every single version I intend to play is not worth it. Okay, so it's something with this part of the world, because this is the same area. So I need to think. Where do I not need to go? Alright, so let me whip out this real fast. Make that full screen as it should be. So the part of the world I'm looking at was right around the part where I had 1.7-ish chunks converted. Doop. What I say? 55,500. So that's where I need to go. We've already passed one set of the Disco Mountains. Oh wait, I know where we're at. We're right at the other set. In fact, I could probably show real fast. Boop. Alright, so right around here, this is where all that grass is popping up. So the chunks that keep giving me issues are somewhere above here. Where I need to go is on the other side of the Disco Mountains. To there. That's the portal, I think. What happened? A particular area of the world is giving me difficulty. So instead of being here, what I could do is after the village that I don't think it's that one. Okay, so if that village is there, I go all the way until let's see if that's giving me issue. How about 58,000? 58,000 I make a right until I reach the ocean. And then once I cross the ocean past this little land, cross the Disco Mountains all the way over here until I make it past that little set, all the way until I see land again. And then I go diagonal. I have my flight pattern. Alright, I know what I'm doing. If I remember everything. I just have to remember the particular mile markers. $60,000? Man, I feel like I've been here before. I'm pretty sure this is not beneficial for Mojang themselves when I'm playing versions that are already 6 years old. Howdy, Henry, welcome back. I know, because I have foreknowledge, that there's a village coming up soon. So once I pass the village... No, not the village. Yeah, past the village to 58,000, that's when I make my right. Howdy, Potato. You are indeed back on a Friday. When did I say that this village would help fix the problem with Deep Slate and old InfDev? Ah, the bell's already gone? It actually saved the bell disappearing this time. Let me write that down from notes for future me. Alright, so we keep going another 1,000 blocks forward. Huzzah! Things are saving correctly. It's just, I'm found a particular area in the world that likes crashing. And so, because of that, stuff is not saving. Alright, so this is where we start making our right. And then we go across the water. Mojang accommodated worlds generated in alpha, but not in dev. I understand now. Okay, so we're gonna pause right here. We're gonna let all that terrain up front load real fast. There you go. I feel like having it called Region Fixer sounds like it's already outdated when we use the Anvil format. Unless it's an old tool that never had its name changed. The world was supposed... I should say I optimized the world last in 1.15 pre-release 2. That should have corrected any sort of problem I would have experienced there, since the format would have been... I should say every chunk would needed to have been upgraded. But something is not helpful. Alright, so this is the next set of Disco Mountains. After this, we're looking for, I think it's a little forest biome. Oh, is this the forest biome I'm looking for? Because if so, this is where we start going diagonal. With the chunks that are giving me issues, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to keep optimizing the world every major update and hope eventually it gets fixed. I'm probably going to optimize the world again in 1.15.2 before reaching 1.16. And then probably not optimize again until after or later in 1.16. In fact, we should be at the portal now. There it is. And I'm gonna take the fast way down. Whee! That didn't work. How do I stop? How do I stop flying? This isn't helpful. Oh wait, I'll just do that. There we go. I need solid blocks. I was supposed to stop flying and then just drop, and then the elytra never deactivated. You have to land. Oh well. Alright, well, now that that's all done, we can take the fast way out of here. I guess it kind of makes sense that you don't stop flying when you reach water. That way, if you had a nice soft landing, you can verify that you can fly out of there. Alright, and away we go. Not that way. We go this way. There we go. We're going home. So now we just have to ride this ice highway for about 6,500 blocks or so. And so we sit, and we wait. Do 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 do. I don't have slabs on the side walls because I didn't have a need to put them there. Oh, for cobblestone? It's because I had Infinicobble back when I was building the walls. And so I just stuck to using full blocks instead of slabs. It was kind of an oversight, but oh well. All taken care of now. When you say plans for netherite, are you referring to acquire the netherite, or are you referring to plans for the netherite or plans for the texture and stuff? The plans to acquire a whole bunch of TNT. The amount of TNT I obtained from those in-depth chests, with each in-depth chest I should say each double chest having stacks of 99. I gotta do something with that TNT. Where are we? 1900. Just don't use all of it. I'll be fine. All of the stacks of 99 have already been deconstructed into stacks of 64. All the stacks are safe as of whenever I had to move them out of the in-depth chests and put them into the whatchamacallit, and put them into the warehouse. Oh, that's my endpoint. Nope, I missed it again. Come on. Huzzah. It feels like they fixed the boat problem. Back in 1.14, there's a big issue where the boat would not come back here. Of course my highway's long. It's 8,000 blocks. I don't want to use an Ender Pearl in portals. I'd rather just keep using this. I already spent the iron on the minecart track. I've already spent the ice on the ice highway. This is my preferred method of travel. We've made it back. We should catch some Z's over at the campfire. Reset the weather timer. And I sleep. Huzzah! All the piston heads were just deleted. I'm pretty sure. I never did anything with them. Alright, look at all this stuff I have to put away. Alright, one thing at a time. Doop. I guess this is a nice way to collect dead bushes. My playstyle and logic is used to alpha and beta gameplay. What ender pearls? All the lapis blocks were already collected. Everything that was in the in-depth chests have already been assimilated in the items and made 1.8 plus ready. Speaking of lapis, I don't have any on me. Alright, I need... Yeah, I don't need any quantum magic. This ice highway is practical because I see it from start to end as I travel along. The minecart track, I see it as I travel along. Ender pearls and portals, I don't see the traveling. I can throw an ender pearl because wherever it lands is within my viewing distance. But doing advanced stuff with that, not the same. And I never did anything with these shulker boxes. Why would I have not let the cloth convert into lapis? Every block, I should say every chest was not loaded all the way up until 1.7 when I pulled all of the items out of there. Everything in those end of chests converted to their proper 1.7 block IDs. Yeah, I collected it in 1.7 because I had to bring all those items over before 1.8. Where's my bread? The lapis is with all my other lapis. Most of it's probably been spent on enchanting those books by now. Alright, I needed... 1.8 is the beginning, mostly, for when they started converting block IDs and item IDs over to namespace IDs. I think it was both lapis ore and lapis blocks. The lapis ore might still be lapis ore. I can verify real fast. But the lapis blocks themselves were already used as blocks. I don't know why I have so much lapis ore, but probably a few of these stacks came from Indev. Moshing was working on converting IDs to namespaces from 1.8 all the way through 1.13 when they finished it up. I'm pretty sure 1.9 had potion changes. And I think something else in 1.11. Orange becoming lapis, I view as just a coincidence. I toss those potatoes, of which I need more of. And then this one sapling, I'll need to do something. I'll do something with that one sapling later, where it will never grow up. Oh wait, just we're back here. I'm pretty sure I don't keep my lapis green over here, because I want to say I keep this with the other stuff. I thought at some point Notch wanted a way to convert Indev worlds to InfDev. That never happened. Alright, where do I keep my cactus? Somewhere over here, because it's an Alpha 1.0 item. Am I not seeing it? It's a 1.0.6 block. I'm seeing redstone stuff. Is it way over here? There it is. There's the cactus blocks and the items. I have an entire guide for converting Classic and Indev worlds into later versions, or for combining Classic and Indev worlds into larger versions of themselves. And I needed slime balls. This world, Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld, has chunks from the earliest versions available in the launcher. Those first few pre-classics. Every terrain generator through official releases have been accounted for since then, that are based on versions we have found. And versions that save, because some of Indev and InfDev do not save. With the exception of InfDev 325, I used a saving mod to get some of that terrain. Still have all those totems. I'll need to repair the elytra. I'll do that later, probably. No, I should keep it on me until I repair it. I will forget. Alright, do I have a bell chest? I feel like I don't. If I do, I don't think it would be labeled. Oh, I do. How many bells do I currently have? 3. Hooray! Alright, so this one sapling is gonna get to go somewhere. Let's see, where are my item frames that I stole from the elytra in the end? And I don't... Oh wait, item frames would be in warehouse 2, not 1. Whoop. Alright, item frames, I want to say kept with the blocks, since it's placeable. Maybe not, maybe I did keep them as an item because of the amount of blocks I have. Here they are. Alright, so what to do with this one sapling? You know what, here, let's go find an anvil. Do I have any anvils in here? I don't think I do. No, I just have the stone cutter. I almost said grindstone, but then I thought, no, it's not a grindstone. I almost said saw blade. But yes. But no, it's not exactly the saw blade. But the stone cutter. I still want to fix the model for that. I really want to see if I can convert it over to the Pocket Edition model, which should be easy since I just have to define 6 equal faces. Alright, question is... I could call it last sapling standing, since every other sapling I have is going to be used as furnace fuel at some point. Alright, it's 1 level. And now where to plop it down? The good part for you is I already solved all the magical portions of trying to figure out how to get the worlds together. Even once you know what you're doing, there's still a little bit of magic involved. Did you know half of all technology is magic? That's what it feels like when you don't understand how stuff works. I mean, say you didn't know you could do that, didn't know you could do what? If you're talking about combining worlds until you found the series. One of these days, I should see just how many guides, or how many views the guides have. Because there's a few of them that I know become popular. I don't use any mods on this series because of the amount of versions I play. If you're talking on other worlds, if I'm playing 1.12 and earlier, I'll probably have Optifine. I don't play much survival post 1.12. I have a dedicated 1.17 world, and that one has multiple performance mods with Fabric. Alright, I'm looking. Oh my gosh, Through the Ages. Through the Ages is the most common name. Through the Versions is also up there with naming. Alright, so we're gonna build a little something. You know, hold on, maybe I will bring some leaves. Minecraft Eons. Are you ever gonna use that name? Because I remember you discussing it. I don't experience enough server lag in 1.12 and earlier to have any server-based performance requirements. I'm not doing such technical feats as you. Let's think. Maybe I'll put the sapling over in this new city I'm starting. Because if I just let Endevia Plateau sit here, I should focus more of my future builds over on this new city I'm constructing. At the time, you probably couldn't find another through the ages. Aren't there two that have sprouted up afterward? That means they haven't searched hard enough to find yours when they named their series. Thankfully, though, I haven't heard of anyone trying to claim the name of Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld before, so I think I'll be fine. The thing with Minecraft The Journey is, I hear that, and it doesn't sound like it would be based on any sort of upgrade path. You can have any sort of Minecraft in Journey. I used to watch Minecraft Journey to the End. That was an old series by 2 Random Studios. I'm so sad, never finished it. They only had 17 episodes. I don't even know if they made it to the Nether. Oh well. Yeah, I'm thinking... There's a nice area where I could put this. Because this whole area, I plan on building my new little settlement. So I have Endevia Plateau, the city over there. I plan on having another city over here. Including all the way up to the Bounce Castle. I'm thinking... I might do it up here, as long as this isn't in the way. I'll need to work more on pathways. Maybe I'll construct the pathways after this. I just plan on having a little monument dedicated for the sapling here. In fact, you're just kidding, I do want that shovel. Let's just clean this up real fast. One, two, three. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'd probably have one in the middle since that's what not is going to be seen. So now if I had... I don't know if I'm going to want to put these logs sideways or keep them straight up. So I'll fill this in with planks. And then sort of like set that there. And then with the leaves, I plan on just doing this. There we go. And then now, because we're playing in 1.13, I could put item frames on the bottom. Ta-da! Last sapling standing. There we go. There's my little monument. Alright, cool. To this day, I don't think I've experienced anything of Pufferfish HQ. I have indeed caught up on Bugman's The Journey, but I didn't watch this series until later. I didn't first hear of it until around episode 100, when he had the world tour on multiplayer, and Method was involved. And at that point, I should say I was already talking with Method at that time. Alright, there we go. Hold on, which direction do I want this to face? Maybe I'll face this way, face towards the sunrise. Alright, so now we're gonna work some more on those pathways. I'll be back. So I'll come back with gravel and slabs. I might start bringing redstone lamps as well. the other way around. Interesting. There are entire webs of how a lot of these different series and people connect. Alright, it looks like I still have time. Hopefully I can make it back to the area before nighttime approaches. But I plan on having lights. Hopefully I could set up pathways. Use peaceful to avoid death on what? Because if you just told a story before that message did not go through. Alright, I'm thinking... Let me see how much gravel I have. Because as much as I would like to do a 3-block wide pathway, it's probably not going to happen. Oh, 2 Endermen. I see. I understand. Endermen are painful. Alright, so now... Huzzah! Where was the connection from Grandpa Buggy to my series? I'm pretty sure he never acknowledged me. We've talked, you know, on the server and whatnot, Discord server, but other than that. Within his series, I should say. I don't know how often people mention me on his server, though. I don't keep up on that. Since before you had a computer, yeah, I was already playing Minecraft and not familiar enough with trying to go through all the versions for a couple of years or so. If I started in May 2012, it would not be until 2013 that I started trying to collect all the versions. I didn't think about having one singular world until at least 2014, when I wanted to play through all the versions for the first time. The amount of versions I was able to find on my own in 2014 was very small compared to the amount of versions we have today. Oh, recommended the guide. I see. I can understand that. Oh no, other way. I don't remember where my interest in playing old versions came from. I think it sort of stemmed from, I was seeing old videos and people playing versions that I never got to experience as they were coming out. And so I thought to myself, you know, I should try to find these. And so that began my hunt. And I think I'm gonna change my mind for that one. Gravel over here. There we go. Alright, as nighttime approaches, let's reset the weather timer. Herobrine seed found. Man, that feels so long ago at this point. I remember when that came out, though. Maybe one of these days, I'll make a history explanation video of me in old worlds. One day, perhaps. Oh wait, hold on. I have a guide. or not really a guide, I have an entire document of my history with old Minecraft versions, mostly. It goes as far back as 2014 at least. I totally forgot I had that. I want to say it's updated as of part 4 at least. I'm pretty sure I included the 3DS series on there. I remember pack.png being found as well. I should say, I'm still not particularly interested in such famous seeds being found. I support that they have been found, and that we know what they are now. But other than cool, that's about all the reaction from me. Alright, so with this all set up, I feel like we need something tall. I really do feel like we're going to start needing lights around here. If I really wanted, I could start establishing one of the dedicated lights over here just for lamps. Hold on, here's a question. So what does block light go up to? So torches for block light only go up to 14. What about lamps? Do those have 15 because they're made out of glowstone? Maybe not. Oh wait, the torch is 14. The lamps are 15, with the next to the lamp being 14. Okay, so they are one block brighter. Yeah, I remember the skull painting being found, but that was later, and I don't think that one was as hyped up as the others. It's kind of cool hearing about the reverse JPEG compression used on the picture, though. Every once in a while, there's a picture I find where it's low enough quality that I wish I could have the reverse JPEG compression version. I don't remember what was required to do that, though. I think 4 years ago, 21, he was early on in the series then. Alright, so let me grab lamps and start figuring out where I want to put them all. What are we at? Hour and 53, so says OBS. Another 7 minutes or so for the day. Alright, thankfully, I don't have to do any math for all this. All I'll have to do is hold on to a bunch of redstone. You know, maybe I should start working on pathways. Here, we'll hold on to the redstone for now. I could probably toss this dirt, since I don't think I'll be needing it. Oh, in fact, let me put this away temporarily. I'll grab all this dirt and fill up the last shulker box. And there we go. Hooray, data compression. Alright, so now with all that taken care of, I can grab the gravel, and let's see how many lamps I have. Hopefully I'll remember to put them away. I guess that terrain was not loaded up there. For release 1, 2, and 3, I'll change chunk loading performance. I don't know if it's going to change any more times by the time we reach the full release. 45, I have 45 lamps. I'll keep one there. 44 in use. You know what I realized? I don't think this new settlement I've started is currently on the map. I want to say the map was last updated before I did all that. I think earlier on in 1.13. No, maybe it was earlier in 1.14. I was in 1.14 for such a long time because of all the pre-releases for all the different versions. We're still going to be in 1.15 all for next week. How many more weeks of the month is there again? We're already on the 9th, 2 weeks into the day, or 2 weeks into the month. Oh, hold on, I gotta know. Because after this week, 1, 2, 3, 3 weeks left of the month. So yeah, next week will probably be full week, but I think the week after that's only gonna be 4 days. And then the week after that's also gonna be 4 days. Alright, so for these lamps, we're almost 2 weeks into the month. We're at a week and a half, because if we started last Thursday, this is the second week. That's what I was thinking. So if I have the lamps here, I don't know if I'm going to decorate them, probably. Maybe put trapdoors or something. If I power this, in fact I power both of these, so that way, this right here is 14 all the way around on the 4 adjacent sides. This is the part where we start cleaning up some of these torches. Because if I can at least get the lamps done, I'll decorate them later. Because if I can start reducing the amount of torches I have in this particular area, it'll incentivize the use of redstone lamps even more. I want to make sure that none of these torches are going to affect the block lighting that I'm currently looking at. Alright, so this is 14, and if it goes all the way up until, let's see, so hold on, let me count one. So I have 6 blocks where I could have it be light. It would be necessitate. I guess that's true. Say 5 blocks between. So that would be 5 plus 5, 10 blocks. That means I could put the next lamp here, because that says block lighting 4. So I do that on both sides, so then that way it does not go below level 10. That'll be good enough, because that means that... Let me get rid of more of these around here. What I might end up doing, if I really do start taking advantage of this area, I might have some sort of block underneath all these rails. At some point, you're gonna find mods that do indeed have block IDs that Minecraft never utilized. Unless, if you're playing with really old versions. Or I should say playing new versions all the way up through 1.12. Okay, so that goes up there. So 10 blocks means I put another lamp. 10 blocks between the lamps go here. I'll set that on top for now. Oh, that was 9 blocks between. Oops. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Because if I were to have 9 blocks between, I could make a checker pattern of that, which would mean, or not checkerboard. It's kind of funny. Those were on the back. These were on the sides, and then this one's on the top. But anyways, with 9 blocks between, that means I have a midpoint. Would be here, which means whenever this reaches, let's say block level 6. So how far does this get between? So now things go all the way to 11. Let's slide that over one more. I don't want anything beneath 9 in this area. So now the block over here, oop, this one's light level 9. Oh, that could be because that's being blocked by that. Aha, let's make this slightly better. It's also indeed 201, so this will be it for today. So if y'all have any final thoughts, start saying it now. I'll work more on the lighting system later as I proceed to refine this. So as long as I know the distance between these, I could do basic math to get them all up and running. So that way, I could have lights in the floor instead of a bunch of torches for this area. So yep, that is indeed all it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye.